Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So I've been having to ask myself lately if lab grown meat might actually save the planet. This is something I wouldn't have considered a few years ago, mostly for the health reasons, I believe, because I know what animal protein does to the body. But I'm seeing now that no matter how tasty, how realistic Impossible burgers are, Beyond Meat sausages, two of my favorites, there are still some people who are going to just dig their heels in and refuse to even try a plant-based option. But our very existence and the future of our planet is at stake. So I've come to accept the idea that lab-grown meat and dairy is a viable alternative. And this is not a plant-based option or some vegan analog, although it is vegan because it does not harm an animal. But this is actual meat. What they do is they take cells from live animals, such as a cow, and then they use those cells to grow actual meat in a lab. And up until now, it seemed like beef and dairy were pretty much the only animal foods being grown. But recently, there was a company, it's called Wild Type, and they started sampling cultured salmon. And once this company has FDA approval, then they plan to launch an invitation-only sushi bar in Northern California, where initially just students and chefs will be able to taste their lab-grown fish, and they can actually watch it as it's being produced. And they say this isn't a restaurant. This is, there's not going to be tables or servers. Instead, their facility is going to have a tasting room, and there will be a glass barrier between the tasters and the production facility. So people can literally watch how they're growing this salmon in stainless steel tanks. And the company says that the salmon cells are fed nutrients prior to being harvested. Then they affix these cells to plant structures, which allows the cells to grow into specific cuts, specific types of salmon. So the whole process takes between 3 weeks to 3 months, which may sound like a long time, but as they point out, and you guys may know, in conventional fish farming, it could take up to a year before the fish are large enough for them to kill. And of course, when you're talking about fishing in the ocean, you're at the whims of, the seasons and luck, really, not so much for the fish. But so this is a viable alternative to save the planet, because if our oceans die, we die. It's that simple. And right now, our oceans are on the brink of collapse. And it's due to a confluence of factors, but one of which is overfishing. And given that our oceans are so polluted, I think that this cell-based seafood is going to offer a health benefit as well, now that I've had time to really look at it and step back from it. Now, there's no data. I'm basing this just on my personal opinion. There's no information to review regarding the way that it's developed and grown, but at least this isn't going to be filled with, oil from oil spills, the runoff of manure and urine from factory farms, and prescription drug waste and remnants, which you will find in basically any traditional seafood, unless it's raised on a farm in a very structured environment. So again, I think this is very viable. And, they're saying that we exceeded our pollution levels, what they anticipated for last year. So we are headed towards a climate catastrophe far sooner than what scientists had originally stated and believed would be the case. So we've got to make changes, you guys. And this seems like like I said, a viable alternative for people who just simply can't get past the plant aspect. So as I hear more, I'll let you guys know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.